My coworker's husband called my wife and left her texts and voicemails saying I cheated with his wife. I didn't. So this is a weird one. Some background. I'm a dentist. I practiced in Virginia for 5 years. I recently moved to Georgia in January 2020. I'm married to my wonderful beautiful wife, who I've known since high school. We've been married for 5 years. We have a 1-year-old daughter together. I worked with our office manager, Cindy, during my time in Virginia. Our relationship was always professional, and we never hung out outside of work. She was married to a man named Steve. Now, I've never even met Steve. I have no idea what Steve looks like. All I know is, Steve is an AH. I know this because toward the end of my last year in Virginia, Cindy came to work and shared way too much personal information about her failing marriage with everyone at the office. She told us stories of he reunited with an old girlfriend on Facebook and was obviously cheating on her. She told us he was spending all their money. She told us he was dependent on pain pills and possibly other meds. She even came in with bruises on her neck one time after he strangled her one night during an argument. She really shouldn't have been working when all this was going on, but it wasn't my call because I didn't own the practice. I was an employee like her. All of us at the office pleaded with her to get help and tried to give her the best advice we could. Steve was a sociopath and was very good at manipulating Cindy and constantly made her feel bad about herself. She stayed with him for far too long. She came to work in tears often and there were many days when she couldn't take it and left early. Cindy eventually moved out, and last I heard, she is trying to get a divorce. Good for her. I moved out of state in January, wished Cindy well, and assumed I would never talk to her again. So now it's May, and my wife gets multiple calls and texts today from Steve saying that I was cheating with Cindy back in Virginia, and he has bank statements to prove it. No clue how he got my wife's number. He clearly doesn't have any proof because it didn't happen. But now I have this guy a few states away mistreating my wife and telling lies about me trying to ruin my marriage. I don't know why he is singling me out. I suppose he will stop at nothing to try to get under Cindy's skin. My wife already blocked his number. She says that she believes me when I tell her nothing happened between Cindy and me. She's only met Cindy a few times, and she knows Steve is a jerk because I used to tell her some of the stories Cindy was sharing at work back in Virginia. I texted Cindy about what Steve did, and she apologized profusely, and she said she was embarrassed and at a loss for words. She doesn't know how he got my wife's phone number. She recommended I go to the police department in Virginia. I can't imagine he would drive hundreds of miles to track me and my wife down in person. So, I don't think we are in any immediate danger. I'm feeling very happy that we moved. A part of me is really angry that he is messing with my family and I want to call him and tell him off. But I suppose the mature thing to do is to do nothing and just hope this chaos ends. I'm just not sure what to do from here. Any advice? If Steve continues to mistreat you, got to go to the police. I think he's just desperate that his marriage falls apart. He needs someone to feel his pain and anger. Thanks for your reply. I think this is the way I'm leaning. Both my wife and I blocked his number. He actually called me first before he contacted my wife. We blocked him on Facebook too. He tried to friend both of us. Hopefully he won't find another way to contact us, but if he does, we'll be going to the Georgia police to file a report. Thanks again for your advice. Try reaching out to other co-workers maybe. He might just be lashing out at any male who worked with her as a desperate attempt to make her look bad for the divorce / in general. If he is, and the males are local, then he might do something more drastic to them since they're close by. Or he targeted you because it seems suspicious that you moved right when his wife asked for a divorce. I was really the only guy at the office back then. The rest of the team was female. I can't imagine that this guy actually believes the affair happened between me and her. I'm pretty sure he just wants to make Cindy suffer. I could be wrong, but this guy literally has zero proof. Anyway, thanks for the feedback. Cindy is right. Go to the police. Tell them everything, including the domestic mistreatment she went through. I appreciate your advice. He sounds dangerous to Cindy, and he will escalate. The police need all the info you can give to start a file on him so they can protect her. I would suggest that your former co-workers who were witnesses do the same. Cindy is the one who is in danger here and there needs to be as much evidence against him as possible. I agree he is most definitely dangerous to Cindy. She did go to the police back in VA at 1 and then decided not to press charges, even though the police told her she really should. So, as much as it's terrible to say, I think Cindy has made this situation worse for herself by not getting the police involved more quickly. Sounds like his affair ended. Cindy didn't want to rekindle, might have mentioned how you and the others in the office tried to help, and now he wants to ruin you. Get the police in on this for your family's safety. This dude is very unhinged. Thanks for the reply. No idea if this guy is still having his affair or not. I just know for sure he had one and Cindy even knew her name. She would look at her Facebook at work back in VIA. I think this affair was still going on when I left. The timing of Steve mistreating me and my wife is really strange. I think if he honestly believed I was having an affair with Cindy, I would have did months ago back in VA. I don't know. He's using it as an excuse to mistreat you. He doesn't believe there was an affair. Your wife needs to call the cops and start a paper trail or try to get a restraining order. He's using you as a scapegoat in his avarice. However, this is mistreatment and should be treated as such. This is not something to ignore or just justify as someone else's problem. In fact, you need to do the same thing. This will not only hurt your marriage but your career. This is what I'm concerned about. My wife and I are going to be fine, but if he starts contacting my new work, I'm going right to the police. I think that's the only way he can try to contact me at this point. We have saved all his text/voicemails for a future police report. But he also hasn't threatened us yet. If he does, we will go to the police immediately. He probably got your wife's number online or from some public registry. If I was you, I would file a report just in case this escalates, so you have evidence of how it started. Then totally ignore him. He'll probably give up. I'd only take it further with the police if I felt that I might be in danger. Thanks for your advice. We have his text/voicemails for our records. I think we'll hold off on contacting the police for now. I definitely would if we were still in Virginia. If he keeps mistreating us, we will go to the police for sure. Sounds good. Best of luck. V, happy to hear your wife believes you. Hope your marriage remains as blissful and strong. Ignore the situation. It sounds like your wife understands the situation, and Steve is likely wanting the satisfaction that you would/are upset. Acknowledging your anger to Steve only allows him to win. No reason to stoop to his level. Sounds like a complete loser anyways. This is good advice. There's no sign that Steve is actually going to follow up or do anything physically threatening, so going to the police is likely going to be unproductive. Ignoring him and seeing if he goes away is the best first path. Thanks for your reply. He is most definitely a loser. I think you're right. He's just looking to get a reaction from us. So, we aren't going to give him the satisfaction. I appreciate your advice. Also, don't communicate with him at all. Pretend that he doesn't exist. Definitely listen to this. OP communication, even negative, will just encourage him as he's getting some kind of response. This is my thought exactly. He's just trying to bait us and have me make a mistake. Something I'd probably do because I'm still really pissed. I'm just going to pretend like he doesn't exist. If he mistreats me or my wife at work or at home, we'll be going to the police. Thanks for the advice. Worldwide comments of the day. Quit your job so no conflict there. Talk to Mark about lover and mention you're attracted to him, but will do nothing romantic unless he gets a divorce. Not separated. Divorce or wife could take you both to court. I would always want to know if my partner was cheating. Who wants to stay with someone that sneaks around sharing her body with another man? He probably already suspects his wife is cheating on him. Since she's technically your employer, I would not do it. Unless you have a job lined up already, I would not sleep with the husband because it will make you no better than his cheating wife. Find a job. Quit being a nanny. Tell the husband and have him catch them. Be a witness in the divorce. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.